Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Honey Badger and Idab Bubbler Diamond Dab of the Day. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. Today is Thursday. Thanks for joining me, everybody. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, send a like, send a comment. We need to find ways to be ourselves and live happily. Did you ever hear the term when you were a kid? Maybe even at elementary school, just be yourself. Well, you can be a much happier person once you figure out who you are truly and when you learn how to be yourself. If you're like most people, probably told yourself that things would be better if there were certain changes in your life or even changes to yourself. Well, you know what? We can make those changes. We can make those positive changes ourselves by being proactive and having a more positive outlook about ourselves. Let's learn how to be ourselves and live more happily. It's pretty simple. Don't aim to please others. There's a problem if you are never doing what you want to do, yet always doing what everyone else wants to do. This is why you shouldn't spend your entire life just pleasing others. Pleasing others can be a wonderfully nice thing to do, but we must know where our boundaries are. Instead of always aiming to please others, maybe we should do things for ourselves every now and then. Don't worry about how others view you. Just cancel out those thoughts. Occasionally thinking about how others view us may make us change for the good, but you should not be constantly wondering about what others are thinking. We should change if we want to, and change into what or who we want to change into. It's not about them. It's about us. Learn about yourself. You know, I learn multiple things every day, and many of those things are about myself. So what you want to do every single day is learn about yourself. Do you know who you really are? Ever since we were young, we've been conditioned to be one way or another. It may be weird just to spend a day being our spontaneous self. Think about it. But sometimes it's the only way that you can learn how to be yourself. Appreciate who you are. No matter how weird you are, appreciate yourself. Each person is unique, like snowflakes falling out of the sky, and everyone has at least a little weirdness in themselves. Appreciate your weirdness and let it out. I certainly do. Be confident with who you are. Many people doubt themselves. Doubting yourself can be very easy if you're constantly comparing yourself to others and wondering, what if? So instead of doubting yourself all the time, maybe we should be confident with ourselves and who we are. You see, showing confidence in yourself and your decisions will also show to others that you know what you're doing. So it's internal but external as well. Forgiving. You gotta forgive yourself already. Forgive yourself for thinking negatively. Forgive yourself for talking without thinking twice. Forgive yourself for being rude to your superiors, your friends, your parents, or your siblings. Don't think negative thoughts about yourself for taking a few wrong steps or making a wrong decision or two. This kind of thinking puts your focus on the problem and not the solution. It's certainly better to say good things about yourself than to say negative things. Always saying positive things about yourself is a sign that you have forgiven yourself. It's critical to be forgiving to yourself and move forward for a happier life. Just stop being negative about yourself. Bam! Do we look at everything as half empty or half full? That's a big question, because it can be really easy to be negative about yourself. When it comes to being happy, it's vital that we learn how to be ourselves and to be more positive. Maybe find a hobby you love. Everyone has something that they live for or that they love to do. Figure out what you love to do, make a hobby out of it, because doing what you love can make you much happier. And remember to always learn from your mistakes. We all make them. We just don't all learn from them. Learn from your mistakes. We can really learn more about ourselves when we make a mistake. You see, mistakes in our lives do not always need to be negative. What do you think about that? Think about what went wrong. Learn from it and move on, and that mistake becomes a tool to be better and to be yourself. Strive for what you want to accomplish. Being yourself does not have to mean that you're stuck in the status quo. Absolutely not. Aim for what you want to achieve and strive for that accomplishment in your life, because you can improve yourself while still remaining true to yourself. It's critical that we find ways to live happily, ways to be ourselves. It's a critical, important thing for us to do. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. Talking about how we can better be ourselves in our life. Let's get the diamonds out and get ready for our honey badger diamond dab of the day. You all know what to do if you enjoyed this video. Here we go. And we're going to have a high test diamond dab of the day with our honey badger, with our Idab bubbler on it. Here we go. And thanks again for joining me today. Holy moly. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.